What's going on YouTube? Kamikazevondoom here with another Division 2 build video. Now shout out to the DoD Disciples of Doom. And today's build video is going to be your chill out bleed meta build. That's right. This thing is the hardest hitting I can get it so far. I mean, it hits harder than my previous AR build, and it's with the chill out mask, so I don't know. Now we're testing multiplicatives versus crazy crit. So we'll get into it. So sit back, relax, grab your popcorn, whatever it is, your cervezas, your bourbon, whatever it is you're doing, and enjoy the video. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and let me know what you think in the comment section below. But what I'm talking about, boop-a-doop-a-doo, about a week or two ago, before this most previous patch, I released this build right here. This was my melt anything in seconds build. It was my AR bleed build. And it works wonders. It really does. It hits like a Mack truck. However, this new AR crit build with the chill out mask actually hits harder. And I'm going to go ahead and show you right now. So let me go ahead and put on this old previous build. You can see with this one, what I was doing is I was trying to get really high base damage and multiplicative damage, all while getting that bleed and that wicked to proc. For this one, I was at 47 crit chance and 168 crit damage. And then remember, I have that damage to armor, damage to targets out of cover, and all of that. So let's test that real quick. And then after this, I'm going to just go ahead and show you all of the gameplay. I have Golden Bullet gameplay that I promised earlier using this build, which was insane. And I also have a whole bunch of PvP gameplay because this build smacks, I'm telling you. Now, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to test the old AR bleed build first. And then I will put on my new chill out bleed meta build and show you the difference. So like always, nothing crazy, just do invulnerable elite 5 meters. We're not trying to be special. Alright, so let's see the highest I can hit. Looks like 542.9. Yeah, 542.9 is the highest number I can hit. 542.9. 542.9. Okay. Now this is with my new chill out AR bleed. And yeah, so 542.9. Let's see what we can do here. 558.2. 542.9. So from 42 to 58, so now I'm gaining 16k per crit. That's pretty nuts. And these are just chest, just shooting in the chest. So, 5582 is my highest body hit here. Now, let me go ahead and show you the difference, and then we'll show you some gameplay. So for this build, my chill out bleed meta build has 202 crit damage on a FAMAS with over 50 crit chance. So my other one with all of the base damage and multiplicative damage, that one was sitting at 47 and 168. So now I'm at 51 and 202. This thing smacks. I'm telling you, the reason I am calling it a chill out meta build is because besides the Fenris, which you want for your base damage, everything else is best in slot. You're not going to get anything better. You could run 2 Sokolov for SMG and crit, but that's not going to do you any good when you have higher base damage here and just as high crit. So I don't really see where it would be a big difference going with 2 Sokolov. I know that this is the hardest hitting I can get it so far. I'm sure I'm going to get it to hit harder just because there's a few spots where I need some crit chance on the gloves, crit chance on the backpack. What else? Crit chance on the holster, crit chance on the chest piece. I mean, crit chance on the knee pads. I mean, there's several spots where I could get some crit chance to maybe bump this 51 up to like maybe, I don't know, 55. We'll aim for. And then maybe I could do 55 and 202, but we'll see. But 202 is the max you're going to get with this build combination because all of my crit damage, they are all maxed out all across the board. All the mods are maxed out. All of the crit damage rolls are maxed out. So as far as this hitting as hard as it does, you're not going to get it to hit much harder. Never mind. There is 0.2 weapon damage on my knee pads where you could get it to hit a little bit harder by 0.2%. So there you go. But that's it. So let's go ahead and jump to the gameplay, and then we'll come back for the build breakdown. Like always, hit that thumbs up, subscribe, and let me know what you think in the comment section below. I'll see you guys in just a second. Peace.
Boost about to activate. Agent down. Boost now active. Rogue hive detected. Allies are acquiring the boost. The boost has been taken by allies.
If the enemy doesn't turn this around, they'll be An agent needs assistance. Vital signs critical. Agent out of action. wipe out the enemy before you run out of reinforcements.
An An agent needs assistance. Rogue hive detected. Immediate medical assistance needed. Explosive seeker mine detected. Agent. An agent needs assistance. System reactivated. Immediate medical assistance needed. Agent down. Boost about to come online.
A specialization supply drop has been arranged for you.
Rogue assault turret detected.
Whoever is left standing wins.
Allies are acquiring the boost. Rogue explosive seeker mine detected. The boost has been taken by allies. Boost online. Allies are acquiring the boost. Immediate medical assistance needed. The boost has been taken by allies. Rogue striker drone detected. An agent needs assistance. Serious trauma detected. Agent incoming.
Alrighty. I hope you enjoyed that gameplay and the entire, everything. I did not only Golden Bullet for today's new global event that just came out, but then I went ahead and showed you a whole bunch of PvP unedited gameplay. So I hope you enjoyed it. And let's go ahead and jump into this build breakdown. This is the Chill Out Bleed meta. So with this being a chill out bleed meta, the way I am using this build is to get as high crit damage as I possibly can for my FAMAS, because I can already hit over 50% crit chance without even really trying. So with the crit damage, that's where I wanted to at least hit 200. And then I found out that with everything maxed out, 202 was the highest you could go anyways. And this has been doing me wonders. I'm able to face tank builds. I'm able to face tank shields. I'm able to destroy glass cannon builds. Don't even think about the skill builds. Like they all die. And the best part about this is, say I'm shooting somebody and I down them, but then their teammate behind me shoots me. The first guy that I shot is going to die anyways because of the bleed. It's hilarious. They try to go save him, and then nope, bleed got him every time. I love it. All right, so let's get into this build breakdown, starting off with the specialization. I am using the gunner specialization because my new go-to skill I've been using non-stop in PvP lately has been the Banshee Pulse. It's just so much fun. Watching people like freak out, especially shield builds, where they'll try to go around the corner and then you use the Banshee Pulse to disorient them, and then they're looking at the ceiling with a shield. It's so funny. You just get behind them, headshot, game over. But yeah, no, I love it. The Banshee Pulse is legit. And the only way to run that right now is with the gunner specialization. Now, obviously, with next year's update, they'll be able to fix that with the new specialization rework. But for now, I'm using the gunner specialization with that Banshee Pulse. Now, also, a few other things to note with the gunner specialization is the bonus armor you get every time you pop a armor kit, and you also get armor on kill. So those are two pretty useful things as well. Now let's get into the weapons. So starting off with the FAMAS. Same FAMAS that I used about a week or two ago with that other AR bleed build. So it's a FAMAS 2010. This one's at 106k total damage with max AR damage, max damage to targets at a cover, and 12% health damage. Now I chose Sadist on here because with the Ridgeway's Pride chest piece, there's no cooldown. So there's no cooldown on the chest, there's no cooldown on Sadist. So every time I shoot an enemy within 15 meters, they will catch a bleed. It doesn't matter if it's for 1 second or for 10 seconds. As long as I can catch them on that bleed, I get my Sadist to proc and I get my Wicked to proc. More importantly, I get that Wicked to proc because that's the moneymaker for me anyways. Now, as far as the mods, everything crit damage except for the laser pointer. You can't get a crit damage for the laser pointer, so you have to go crit chance. So with the build setup, as long as you have that laser pointer with the crit chance, you'll get over 50% crit chance just from this combination I'm showing you. Now my secondary is the Vector SBR 9mm. My favorite Vector in the game. It has the highest mag size, and this one also has Sadist. I rolled on there Sadist. It has damage to targets at a cover and max SMG damage. 85.3k for that base total damage. And then finally the sidearm double barrel sawed off. Nothing crazy. It's just damage to armor, damage to targets at a cover with preservation. So if I get into a tight spot, I can whip my sidearm out, get that kill, and it'll actually give me some armor repair on top of the armor on kill that I get from the gunner specialization. Now looking at the build itself, it is a all red build. You know how I'd like it. I like it all red, and I like to run and gun. Very aggressive playstyle, but I like it. I've been playing that way since Div 1 and before. I just prefer a run and gun type of play style, and having that damage is just perfect. Chef's kiss. Mwah. Anyways, looking at the build itself, 726k armor, 336k health. I am running one Grupo, one Seska, one Fenris, one Improvised, and then the Chill Out Mask. Obviously, you can't forget that exotic, the Ridgeway's Pride chest piece. So I use the Ridgeway's Pride chest piece with the Wicked because every time I shoot an enemy, it makes them bleed from the chest piece, and that bleed will make my Wicked proc on my backpack. Not only that, but I have Sadist on my weapon, so then it makes the Sadist proc as well. All damage, all day. Now, with the Chill Out Mask, I do get that extra mod slot, so that's how I'm getting over 200 crit damage with this build. It's the only way you're going to be able to get this high crit this way. Like I said, you'll be able to, try to match it with the two Sokolov, but it's just not going to work. You're not going to get the same crits, and you're not going to get the same base damage. So using that one Fenris with the Improvised is a better case scenario for your AR bleed build than it would be to run two Seska or two Sokolov. Now I will have a chill out SMG build here shortly with 249% crit damage. So look out for that. These chill out masks are a lot of fun to use. Okay, so looking at the build and a deep dive, starting with the chill out mask. Now this mask is only available right now during the holiday event. If you do not get this mask during the holiday event, you will not be able to get it. The only way to get this mask is to kill the loot goblin. I've made several videos on how to and where to, get them and whatnot. The only problem that I found is getting him to drop the mask with an attribute that you actually want. Now, there are certain types of chill out masks that are better than others. So you're not going to want to, spec heavily into a chill out mask that has, like, say, explosive resistance on it or something like that. So there are certain attributes that you're looking for. So just grind it out, get this mask as soon as you can, and get it with all of the attributes that you want. That way you can go ahead and make your builds and not have to worry about missing the opportunity to get this mask. It is a great mask. Now, it does say Gilligard in the background, but it's not. It's I guess like a 2.0 version of a improvised mask. So you get the attribute, but then you get 2 mod slots. So what I did is I got max crit damage with 2 max crit damage mods. And then I rolled the weapon damage on top. That way I make it an all red build. Now going to the backpack, this is the Grupo Sombra backpack with Wicked. So like I said, every time I shoot an enemy within 15 meters, they will bleed, and that will proc my talent Wicked. Applying a status effect will increase my total weapon damage by 18% for 20 seconds. So like I said, if I just make them bleed just for a fraction of a second, as long as I make that status effect apply to the enemy, I can get my Wicked to proc. So easy. Now, as far as the brand set bonus from the Grupo Sombra brand set, I get 15% crit damage. For the attributes, I have max weapon damage, max crit damage, and 5.6% crit chance. For the mod, a max crit damage mod. Going to the chest piece, Ridgeway's Pride chest piece. It's a great chest piece to run. Like, applying this bleed without a cooldown is really OP. It really is. You do so much damage, and that bleed does help you out. Whether it be a little or a lot, it does help. Now, this Ridgeway's Pride chest piece for the attributes, I have max weapon damage, max crit damage, and 5% crit chance. And then another max crit damage mod. Now, as far as the talent, it is called Bleeding Edge. Shooting an enemy within 15 meters will apply that bleed. However, it will also repair my armor. Now, if you go back to my gameplay, you'll see in a couple of those PvP instances, I'll be face tanking somebody, but because I had him and his teammate on bleed, it was healing me while I was fighting. So it did help me survive the firefight. So what it says here in the talent is it says repairs 3 to 48% of your armor per second for every enemy that is bleeding within 15 meters. And then it shows you one enemy 3, 2, 6, 3, 12, so on and so forth. So like I said, as long as you can keep them on bleed, that's why in some of those gameplay clips, I was not going in for the kill. I would get them down on a knee, have them be bleeding, and then I would just go and fight the next player. That way I'm still getting the healing effect from that player that's downed, and I can still fight the next player at the same time. All right, going to the gloves. Improvised gloves. Now, to get these gloves, you have to actually craft them. You can craft them at your crafting bench right now. Fairly simple. Now, for this one, I have weapon damage maxed out, crit damage maxed out, crit chance at 4.6, and then a max crit damage mod. Going to the knee pads, Seska knee pads. The Seska brand set bonus I get from this build, 10% crit chance. For the attributes, 14.8 weapon damage, 5.9 crit chance, and max crit damage. So like I said, the little 0.1 here, 0.2 there, they do add up, but it's not like a huge miss. And then finally the holster. Fenris Group Holster. Now for the Fenris Group brand set bonus I get from this build, 10% AR damage. For the attributes, I have max weapon damage, max crit damage, and 5.5 crit chance. So when everything is fully optimized, I should be looking at around 55% crit chance. Now for the skills, I typically PvP in conflict. That's just my preference when it comes to Division 2. If we go back to Division 1, I love doing PvP in like survival and the DZ. But in Div 2, the DZ is not even half of what it used to be. So I typically just go to conflict. It's nonstop PvP all the time. And it's easy for me to get these PvP clips for my build videos. Now, looking at the skills that I use for conflict, I use the Explosive Seeker. Not only does this help the enemies catch bleed, but it also marks the enemies. I can see where the Seeker Mine is going, and I can see where that bleeding enemy is running. And then for my other skill, like I said, the Banshee Pulse I get from the Gunner Specialization is a must-have right now in my book. Now let's finish off with the stats. So I am running Sadist on my weapons. For the weapon stats, this is for my FAMAS. 106k weapon damage, 42.3k PvP weapon damage. I'm at 51.6 crit chance, 202 crit damage, and 75 headshot damage. Going to the offensive tab, I have 99.8 all weapon damage bonus with 40% AR damage bonus. So every time I use the FAMAS, I have 139.8 damage bonus total. Now remember my gear talents, I'm using the Bleeding Edge from the Ridgeway's Pride chest piece and the Wicked backpack. Now defensive tab, 726k armor, 72.6k armor on kill from that Gunner Specialization. I have 336k health, and then remember I have the 10% explosive resistance and hazard protection. Now this is both from my watch level. So, like I do for every single one of my build breakdowns, I am currently shade level 2800. That means all of these attribute boxes are maxed out 50 of 50. So if you want to copy and paste my build and get the exact same numbers and results, you have to be at least shade level 1000 or above, because at shade level 1000 you'll be able to max out all of these attributes, and then you'll be able to get the exact same numbers I do. However, if you are below shade level 1000, you will not have all of these boxes maxed out. So when it comes to copying and pasting this build, some of the numbers will be lower than mine. Just remember that. And that's it, everyone. This is my chill out bleed meta. It hits like a Mack truck. Like, I'm not even joking. This thing smacks, man. It really does. It really hits hard. 16k per crit harder than my multiplicative bleed build. So just remember that. This does hit harder on those crits. Man. But yeah, I hope everyone has a good night or a good day wherever you're from. Don't forget to support the channel by hitting that like, subscribe for more content, and let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let's talk about it. But with all that said and done, I am Kamikazevondoom, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.